Possibilities are you currently have a pretty great idea of what social stress and anxiety is if you've been browsing the internet on the subject of social anxiety. To quickly sum up, when one is faced with particular circumstances, their mind reacts and produces with thoughts of dread and worry of embarrassment or judgment, and a repeated behavior or physiological reaction happens in action to the expected circumstance. Avoidance, running away, sweating, and/or trembling are just a few impacts. It is a cycle that keeps repeating itself over and over again, similar to Humpty the hamster operating on that squeaky wheel, running his heart out but actually not getting any further ahead. 1. Social stress and anxiety is not some made-up, self-help trend. In the mid-1980s, the American Psychiatric Association officially included generalized social phobia in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Illness, or DSM for short. This handbook is used by healthcare experts in the United States, along with throughout the world, as a reliable guide for the medical diagnosis of mental illness. To put it simply, this book is legitimate. In addition, the basic term, phobia, has its origins from the ancient Greek language and equates to fear or fear. According to medicalnewstoday.com, there may be evolutionary descriptions of many fears. Social fear may have been a beneficial survival instinct during ancient and prehistoric times. Being amongst individuals you do not understand, from maybe another person, was much more harmful than finding yourself among a crowd of strangers in a shopping mall today. 2. Social anxiety is not something you can simply shake off overnight. There is not a specific answer to what triggers social anxiety. Typically, the stress and anxiety will begin at a specific point in someone's life. While this varies for everyone, numerous specialists in the psychological health field will concur that it prevails for one to begin having signs in their pre to early teens, and that to establish social anxiety after the age of 25 is normally not too common. Lots of professionals from a number of various disciplines believe that social anxiety is triggered by one or more of the following: social or cultural effects, social experiences, hereditary and family factors, psychological factors, and compound caused. Regardless of the cause, the fears become ingrained within one's worth belief system about themselves, and through repeating of this malfunctioning thinking it becomes their fact. When a belief, whether correct or not, enters into one's breathing and living experience, it's not like one can state, "Meh, I think I'll stop believing that method and carry on." 3. Social anxiety is not something that just occurs to weak-minded people. Just like any illness or disease, social stress and anxiety is a level playing field problem. For instance, look at Barbara Streisand. She is one of the best-selling music artists of perpetuity. Besides being a vocalist and songwriter, she is a starlet, author, movie producer, and director. She has actually won numerous Academy, Grammy, and Emmy Awards among others. To put it simply, not too shoddy in the intelligence department. In 1967, she had an occurrence where she forgot the words to her tune during a live performance due to ongoing stage scare. She prevents singing in public for almost 30 years due to the fact that of that minute. 30 years. She lastly got aid and was able to keep her stage shock under control and start performing in front of audiences once again. 4. Social stress and anxiety is not something you can just pop a few tablets for and be magically treated. If medication is recommended, it is usually used in conjunction with a behavioral therapy. Medication is rarely recommended as the very first and just technique of treatment. Also, medication may assist your signs and make you feel less physically, emotionally, or psychologically distressed, but it will not completely change brain chemistry. Drugs might momentarily assist, however they are not treating you. Frequently, as soon as somebody goes off the medication, a few of the symptoms can reoccur. 5. Social stress and anxiety is not something that is precisely the same for everyone. As mentioned earlier, what triggers one's social stress and anxiety, and to what level, is various among everyone that suffers from it. Nevertheless, research has revealed that a few of the most common situations that cause social anxiety include 1. Connecting with others, 2. Being observed by others, and 3. Performing in front of others. It is the feared result from these interactions that trigger the stress and racing thoughts. Will I look stupid? Will I humiliate myself? What will they say and think about me? Social stress and anxiety, if left unattended, can likewise lead to other fears, such as a worry of leaving your house, a worry of driving, a worry of going to work, and so on. It can be really devastating for some people and impact their life significantly. 6. Social anxiety is not another name for somebody with bad social abilities. Napoleon Dynamite had odd social abilities, but he had no problem busting a relocation for his elect Pedro dance. Gosh. Fundamental social abilities can be discussed as having the ability to communicate with others, such as making discussion, making and maintaining friendships, having compassion, and having the ability to fairly deal with conflict. Individuals with social stress and anxiety might have problems in one or more of these areas. However, people with bad social abilities do not always have social stress and anxiety. The essential distinction is the worry that is produced by the thoughts of the individual and the actions that happen when faced with these situations. Somebody with poor social skills may not have a worry or break out in a sweat when they have to talk to somebody they do not understand. Poor social skills may be an outcome of a severe modification in culture, an underlying physical condition or disease, their upbringing, and education level, but not a fear of interaction. This short video was made to assist and resolve some common myths out there about social anxiety. When suffering through these nervous episodes is agonizing and very genuine, the quantity of worry that one goes through. On top of that, the situation becomes worse when that individual is dealing with an enjoyed one or member of the family that don't understand what they experience as really real, and not something to simply dismiss or ridicule. Some people have suffered from it for so long that living this way ends up being regular to them. What one needs to realize is that in addition to seeking help for stress and anxiety concerns, the individual suffering needs to have an excellent emotional assistance system around them also, to encourage them along in their treatment and not thwart it. Social stress and anxiety are extremely genuine. Countless examples and stories of specific experiences can be found throughout the web. This short video will end with a quote from Julius Caesar: "As a rule, what runs out sight disrupts males' minds more seriously than what they see." Click the link below if you would like help with your anxiety, and finally set yourself free.